Brothers, let's talk. You ever open up to a woman, thinking it'll bring you closer, and instead you feel more alone than ever? You ever share your deepest fears, your struggles, your shame, and then, weeks later, she weaponizes that same vulnerability and makes you feel like less a man? Yeah, this ain't paranoia. This is the raw, unfiltered truth about how modern women use your emotional openness to gain control, and then flip the script and call you weak for giving it to them. Welcome to Woman Unmasked, the place where we strip the filters, ditch the feel-good lies, and speak directly to the men who've been used, played, or left wondering what the hell just happened. Let's break down the 5 ways women use vulnerability as a tactic to control you, and then leave you holding the bag. 1. She asks you to open up, but it's a test, not a bond. You hear it all the time. Just be honest with me. I want to know the real you. Or, you can cry in front of me. I like a man who's in touch with his emotions. Sounds sweet, right? Wrong. What she's really doing is probing for weakness. She's gathering emotional intel, looking for soft spots, triggers, and patterns she can use later. Real example? You tell her you have anxiety about your finances. You think you're being real with her. 2 arguments later, she says, "You're not even stable. You can't even handle pressure." That's not love. That's psychological leverage. And the sick part? She'll use your honesty to justify her exit or manipulation. I just need a man who makes me feel safe. Translation: you told me you were struggling, and now I don't respect you. 2. She craves emotional access, but not the responsibility that comes with it. She wants to be your person, the one you go to when life gets hard. But the minute you start leaning on her, she starts leaning away. Why? Because emotional intimacy sounds romantic. Until it's real, men are expected to carry her world on our shoulders. But the moment you ask her to help carry yours, she's overwhelmed, emotionally exhausted, or worse. She starts talking to her friends about how needy you become. You stop being a man who protects her and start being the man who's a burden. And you'll hear it in whispers. I can't mother a grown man, even though she was begging to be your safe space just days ago. 3. Vulnerability is a trap door to shame. The moment she has emotional power over you, the power dynamic shifts. Now, she feels entitled to evaluate your masculinity based on what you reveal. You cry once about your dad walking out. Now it's, you got daddy issues. Maybe that's why you're so controlling. You admit you struggle with confidence. Now it's, I need a man who's secure. This feels unstable. She uses your moments of raw humanity as evidence that you're less of a man. It's a slow death of self-respect, one confession at a time, and it leaves you asking yourself, was I wrong to trust her? 4. She uses your vulnerability to justify her own disloyalty. Here's the coldest part. When she's ready to leave, cheat, or disrespect you, she'll use your own vulnerability as a cover story. He just wasn't emotionally strong enough for me. I felt like I had to be the man in the relationship. Brother, she asked you to cry. She asked you to be open. She asked you to break the wall. And then use your tears to excuse why she ended up in another man's bed. Because deep down, most women are attracted to strength, not softness. And when she sees the softness too early, too often, or without boundaries, her attraction dies. Not because you were weak, but because you showed her that your emotions are not behind a gate she needs to earn access to. 5. Vulnerability is a currency, and most men spend it too soon. Here's the real punchline. You were taught to use vulnerability as a bonding tool, but women use it as a filter, a weapon, and sometimes a door out. Vulnerability isn't the problem. When and how you use it is. You don't pour your heart out to a woman you've known for 3 weeks. You don't give a woman your internal world until she's proven she can handle it. Because if she hasn't earned that access, she will not value it. Vulnerability is power, but only in the hands of a man who knows how to guard it. And most men, we were never taught to do that. 6. She'll say you're too emotionally unavailable to pull you in, then punish you when you're not. This is one of the nastiest double binds. She accuses you of being emotionally distant, says, you never open up. I want the real you. But once you do, Once you finally let her in, she starts losing respect. Not because you're soft, but because she doesn't know what to do with your vulnerability. So she punishes you for doing what she asked. Silent treatments, withdrawal, and slowly she drifts. She got what she thought she wanted, but it didn't make her feel what she expected. That's the modern feminine paradox. They crave connection, but respect strength, and most can't reconcile both in one man. So what's the takeaway? It's not that you should never be vulnerable. It's that you need be strategic about it. Disciplined. You are not weak for having emotions. You're only weak when you give the wrong person power over them. Protect your heart like you protect your money. Don't give full emotional access to someone just because she says she wants it. Let her earn your mind, just like you're expected to earn her body. Because in today's dating world, vulnerability can either be connection or kryptonite. You decide. If this hit you somewhere deep, if you've ever been emotionally disarmed and discarded, then share this video with a brother, your cousin, your son, someone who's about to walk into the same trap. And do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, and share with brothers and sons who need this truth. Because if we don't talk about it, they'll keep using it, and we'll keep bleeding quietly behind smiles. This is Woman Unmasked. I just told you the truth. Do with it what no one else had the courage to.